Is ring culture overrated? Yes and no. I don't think it's overrated in any shape or form. I think you got champions and you got non-champions. And I think the non-champions are upset that they can't be in the conversation of actual champions because they never won a ring. And there's plenty of people who were great players back then and amazing and had a great impact, but they'll never be on the level of a person that was actually a champion. And I think that deep down inside, it kind of eats them up. That makes them, I guess, resentful towards people who actually won champions. You know, I believe like the people like Derrick Rose, who else? Allen Iverson, Gilbert Arenas. Those people, phenomenal players, but nobody will turn around and say those people will be in the same conversations of people such as Kobe or Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And I guess that eats certain non-champions up. But some non-champions accept that. You know, they can accept the fact that they're not in the same conversations with the LeBrons and the Jordans and the Kobes. But some non-champions, it makes them frustrated and it makes them feel like, well, if I had what he had, I would have got a ring. But you didn't have what he had, and you weren't able to uplift your teammates into being a certain level of player that they needed to be in order to win the championship. I've seen multiple accounts or multiple statements made by players that the star player on the team made them better. You know, you hear stories about Michael Jordan making Scottie Pippen better, making his entire team work as hard as he is working. Hear stories about LeBron making his team better. Hear stories about Kobe pushing his team hard. You know, as far as I know, like certain players, they were good on their own, but they didn't have the ability to force their team or their teammates to be better. You know, I don't think Scottie Pippen would have been as good as he was if he played with another superstar. The reason Scottie Pippen was so great was because he played with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan made sure Scottie Pippen trained with him, practiced with him, shot with him, and worked on his conditioning. You know, that's why Scottie Pippen's in the Hall of Fame, because of Michael Jordan. If Scottie Pippen would have played with any other regular old player, superstar player, he wouldn't have been in the Hall of Fame. That's all I have to say. And I appreciate the fact that ring culture is held to a higher standard. You know, I appreciate that. I'll never turn around and act like a ring don't mean nothing. A ring means a lot, man. It means you work to a certain position to win a championship, and you can't take that credit away from no player or organization just because they had certain pieces in place. No, no, no. Everybody who won a ring worked for that ring. No matter how hard this person worked, somebody had to be the driving force to make that situation turn out, and at the end of the day, you get a ring out of it. You know, that's all I have to say when it comes to ring culture, and I don't think it's overrated. I think it's well respected ring culture. That's all I have to say.